Cale Yarborough was born not far from the future site of Darlington Raceway. Like his home track, Yarborough built a legacy of grit, determination, and excellence. Throughout his career, Yarborough was renowned for his toughness. And it was written on his face and in the record books.
They didn't come any tougher than Cale. I mean, it didn't make no difference. He was hard as that cement floor right there.
There was nothing that scared Cale Yarborough. He was braver than Dick Tracy.
He's like a John Wayne type. He would never back down, it looked like, from a challenge. People were talking about, hey, he was a farm boy that crawled underneath the fence to go to his first Darlington race. He didn't let anything stand in his way, and I think a lot of people admired him for that and his tenacity.
This is the real tricky part of the racetrack. It's the end of number 4.
I always told people he drove harder down the straightaway than I drove in the corner. I mean, that's how hard he drove a race car.
I grew up racing in places like Sumter and Columbia and Myrtle Beach, but they were all dirt tracks. There wasn't any paved tracks in my part of the country. Everything was dirt. I think it helped me become the race driver that I eventually became.
On the local circuit, Yarborough quickly made a name for himself as a hard charger.
How are you going to run the race?
Same way I did at Daytona, all out.
That reputation earned him rides with renowned Cup Series teams like Holman Moody and Banjo Matthews. Soon, he was on to even greater opportunities.
At the end of the season, Ford put me with the Wood Brothers, took me from Banjo and put me with the Wood Brothers. Wood Brothers cars have always won races, and you know, when I got there, I figured that I was about at the top.
Together, Yarborough and the Wood Brothers won 13 races, including the 1968 Daytona 500.
The Daytona 500 has always been big, but my win in Darlington in 1968, I would take it over any Daytona 500 because that's where it all started for me.
Cale hit the wall. He hit the wall and bounces right between those two cars. There is one of the most superb pieces of driving we'll ever see.
Yarborough was unstoppable in 1968, winning 6 races in only 21 starts.
Well, Cale, it must be a happy day for you, eh?
Yes, this is the happiest day of my life.
After Ford pulled out of NASCAR in 1971, Yarborough found work driving Indy cars, proving his versatility.
When the contract was up, I wanted to come back to NASCAR because NASCAR was where my heart was. I needed a ride, and Junior Johnson needed a driver.
It was a partnership for the ages. From 1976 to 1979, Yarborough was nearly unbeatable in Junior Johnson's number 11, winning 28 races and becoming the first driver in NASCAR history to capture 3 straight Cup titles. No account of Yarborough's career is complete without a chapter on the 1979 Daytona 500.
Out of turn 2, Donnie Allison in first. Where will Cale make his move? He comes to the inside. Donnie Allison throws the block. Cale hits him. He slides. Donnie Allison slides. They hit again. They drive into the turn. They're hitting the wall. They're head on the wall.
He cost me a chance of winning another Daytona 500. And I was hot enough to fight over it, and that's what I did.
Bobby Allison is stopped by his brother to help.
Bobby came up, so I figured it was going to be a double teaming, so so we went at it for a little while, you know.
And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing. They're angry. They know they have lost. And what a bitter defeat.
The final act of Yarborough's career came in the number 28 Hardee's car. He saved some of his best performances for last, winning back-to-back Daytona 500s in 1983 and '84. In total, Yarborough won the 500 4 times, the second most of any driver. After 4 decades and 83 wins, Yarborough drove his final race in 1988. He continued on as a car owner, winning only a single race at Daytona. in 1997. In 2012, Yarborough's career was marked with its highest honor as he was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Yarborough was a self-made racing champion whose career was a lot like his life: tough, determined, and always entertaining. He'll be remembered as one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. Cale Yarborough was 84 years old.